Check, check. Check, check, check. Yo, we're back. What's up, Dusty? Yeah, bro, Rez, man. If you want some, like, fucking cool, hard, like, different sort of hard music, Rez is sick. I seen this chick when she was 15 playing, like, 10 people watching it, or her at, like, a small stage at a concert in, like, 2015, like, 10 years ago. Maybe not 2015, but something like that. 2016, 2017, I don't know. Quite a few years ago, she was fucking young. And now she's absolutely massive. Yeah, right. So, absolute fucking tunage for the Bears.
Is this your gym music too?
Oh, I don't know. I don't really go to the gym anymore. I do climbing, yoga, hiking. I go to the gym like I lift weights like once a week. I do climbing, boxing. I do boxing twice a week. I do climbing like one to three times a week or so. Go to yoga once a week. So, there's two reasons to be long here. Okay? One is it's right on this fucking weekly level, and you've got show some more weekly levels here. Okay, and you've got like an hour left in the week. You've also got an hour left in the month. Okay. There's an hour left in the week, something like that. I think these markets are actually open for another 2 hours. But traditionally it should be closing in an hour. I think for TradingView, for some reason, it stays open for an extra hour. I'm not sure why. So you're literally just failed to enter that zone on a 4-hour close, like 50 minutes ago, okay? So you might get some insane volatility here, especially considering we had just a massive crash today. not massive, but yeah. Anyways, you've got that level that we're bouncing off of, and ideally what you'd want to see is, you know, last week we saved the weekly, right? It closed above that level, which allowed it to touch that level, right? Which, so that's satisfied already. But generally you want to continue that momentum, right? So this could just be another bounce off this level and then come back up again, and then next week we could come higher, right? That would be the ideal case, right? If it closes below this level, which is basically like, it's unlikely because they're probably going to hold it. So it's a low risk trade. It's not super likely it's going to go much lower today, at least, okay? If it does, we have a big problem, right? Because now if we close below that range, then you're fucked because we're coming down here, back down to the monthly levels, okay? You'd be, if we do, we're absolutely fucked, okay? You're coming back down here. You got another 6% drop next month. If we do. So that's what we're trying to save right now, is we're thinking like the market makers. We want to continue the market up after manipulating everyone with the price going down really hard, right? Same thing is holding true with Bitcoin right now, right? Bitcoin needs to hold this level. It has an extra 2 days because of the weekend, right? But if you're looking at this one, that's looking pretty fucking bad, right? There's a gap there, but you've got 102 would be the lowest I would want to see Bitcoin go to. Because why? It's because this is a monthly level. Okay? You do not want to close next month in there. Because if you do, it's a bear market. And we're coming back down to 70K, okay? I'm just telling you the truth, like honest truth. This is how the market works. If you close back into the 100K, 102, right? We're going for 70K for sure, pretty much, right? With Bitcoin, okay? So a lot is riding on basically this next hour, because most likely Bitcoin's going to do nothing over the weekend. But Bitcoin still has another month to decide if it's going to close below there. But this, if it closes back within there, that's going to give it the momentum it needs to get the next couple weeks back down here, right? You might see, if it closes back within there, it's going to target this low, which is going to allow it to close the next month below. It could wick though. If it doesn't, then it's not going to allow it. Next month is going to be fine if it rallies up, okay? So it's a really important hour. This hour is super, super important. This is probably the most important hour of the year. Because if it happens, bear market. You know what I'm saying? There's a good chance of a bear market if we fail, okay? Good chance. So, you know, we lost a decent amount of money today. Unrealized profits, of course, basically, because we were super realized. We had like $300 profit in Bitcoin, and it fucking dropped like $500 on that trade, right? I'm still in it from like 1010 or whatever, but it was like up here, and it dropped fucking like 4% on us today, right? Which is for a 10K account, $500 on one single trade is quite a lot. NASDAQ wasn't as bad, but still same sort of thing, right? Now, NASDAQ, another reason we're taking a long here is because that 4 hour just failed, right? So it both failed the weekly level, and then it's also kind of failing this, right? The 4 hour. So what I'm doing is I'm targeting this level, the origin of the move, huh? So it should come back up. This has already been tested, so it should come here, okay? If we have enough time in the hour. So that would save what? Boom, the weekly, if it came back up here, because that purple level is the weekly level we want to close above, okay? So that's the goal here, right? I mean, honestly, we could close it here if we wanted to, too. Tell us about DMC strategy basics. Yeah, I get this question the most, probably, right? Maybe one of the most. DMC is a very simple strategy that is incredibly difficult to completely understand, but you can start it very easily, and that's why I love it. Because you can make money with the most simplest thing, and then as that develops, you will get better and better and better over time. The only logic you need is if a level fails to gain a high, it will reverse in the reverse direction, okay? If it gains it, it will continue in the continued direction. Now, this month has been a little bit more difficult than usual, but let me just throw it on the 15 so you can kind of get an example, okay? So we failed to pass that level because you see the wick, so it goes to the next level down, okay? Right? We succeeded here, and then it pushed for a new low, okay? They don't have to be super significant, the pushes, but you will understand that they happen always, pretty much, okay? You have like, so that's the only thing that you'll start to get wrong is, hey, how far does it actually really go? And then you have to determine the levels, right? So you can see, hey, you have this big failure right here, right? And then it reversed in the other direction and then targeted in a new low. It progressed to pass that level and then it went for a new low, okay? Progressed to pass some levels, it retested, right? This level on the far left here, right? Retested that and then it went for a new low, right? And it'll continue as long as those closes are strong. And if the wicks show that it can't sustain that level, it will reverse, okay? That's DMC, okay? Now, there's more things you can add to it, like multiple time frames, so that you can get a better picture of what's happening. And you can also start jotting down significant levels, like pass-through levels. There's YouTube videos I've made on this. This is a pass-through level that we're using right now. The first level would be, you know, the most significant level is the closest, right? This is a very significant level. But because it's so far away, we start using pass-through levels, right? So you can see they're buying support off the pass-through on the weekly, okay? So once again, this purple level is going to be the major thing that we want to get above, okay? You can see it's coinciding with a daily level, right? It's also the weekly, right? It's also got some 4-hour-ish sort of zone here, right? So what I'd like to do is rally this up for the rest of the day during power hour. We just got a 1 hour close just now, you know, great. Okay, so here's a thing, right? Here's an example, right? Failed to make a new low on this wick, right? So what did it do? It came back, got some good entries, right? People added to their orders, and now it should rally up to a new high here, right? The only thing that's required right now is actually is one of two things, right? Technically, you don't even need to make a new high. You could just go for the body, right? But generally it'll go for a new high off the wick, okay? Now, why am I not just targeting the new high? Well, obviously I want a little bit more profit. So generally what you do is you target whatever the next level past that is, which will be this weekly level, okay? So I'm not sure if it's good to go there or there, right? So you have two options kind of with this trade, right? You can take this, or you can take this bigger one, right? So we'll just see how she goes. But what you want to do right now is you don't want to get below this low because that's what we just gained, okay? Now this I'm starting to say too many things. I'm going to complicate you if you're still new, right? But these are all things that you add into DMC, right? These are all things you add in after you get the basics of, okay, it failed to lose this level, so it must go higher, right? And then you start adding, okay, where must it not go and prove me wrong? Well, it would be the level that you just gained, okay? So it does make it a little bit more complicated, determining those levels, okay? People yelling at each other in chat. Funny. Bad day for the markets and everyone's pissed off, eh? Bitcoin down fucking 4% now. That's pretty significant. That's pretty fucking significant, actually. We don't like that. We don't like that. There's a 107 level. Yeah, people beg for accounts constantly, man. I will 100% of the time ignore them. There's probably 10 people a day on average that ask me for free shit. And my honest belief is I would be doing you a disservice if I gave it to you. I would be making your life worse. Why? You must think, oh, my life must be better because I'm getting free money, right? Right? And accounts are free money, by the way. If I just give you an account, that is free money, okay? Because you just got given something that on average gives you money, okay? So, oh, interesting. I think look at this. Streaming market crash. Streaming on YouTube. Nice. Oh, that's cool. Tells people when I'm streaming. That's awesome. So you must think, hey, getting free shit must be good for me. No, it's bad for you, actually, because it ingrains the logic in your mind that you can be worthless and get by. Right? Most free accounts get blown. Yes, most accounts get blown. That's just a fact. It doesn't matter if it's free or paid. The giveaways lose just as much as people paying for accounts. Most accounts will be blown, yes. Even myself, I think, like, I am a professional trader, and like 50% of my accounts get blown, right? So that means people, the average person is significantly worse than me, right? So not many accounts pass. So God honest truth for the number that get born. Bought. Right? Cool. So even just another example right here on the 15, you can see there's a failure here. So what does it do? Target the low, right? Target the low, got that satisfied, and then it pumped back up. Even though it closed bullishly, it's still satisfied that requirement to go for a new low. It works like 95% of the time. Because that's how the market works. It's like literally how the market works. There might be some extra nuances here that I don't quite understand, but I've been doing this a very long time. I understand the market for sure. Now, the reason I say 95 and not 100 is because there are some events that are different. Because anyone could just walk in and be like, oh, buy, and just blow up the market, you know what I mean? So things like that do happen. News events happen, right? Random things happen. There could be a conflict of two major.
How many people graduated from Maven?
How many people graduated? I don't know what that means, bro. None. Do you mean how many people have withdrawn a total of $100,000? None. Because $100,000 our limit, right? You can only get $100,000 total on Maven, and then we let you go on your own way. Monday is Labor Day, yeah. Yeah, it's a long weekend now. Now, to put that in perspective, majority of our clients trade a 10K or less, right? I would say 90% of our clients are trading 2, 5, and 10K. So for you to believe that you can make a 10X is fucking retarded, okay? Like absolutely fucking retarded, okay? Like the gurus that tell you can get rich from trading and like 10X your account, it does not exist. I could tell you that for a fact. Does not exist. Nobody, in the history, nobody has ever made a total of $100,000 on Maven. The only people who have gotten kind of close, and there are people that are close and they should graduate at some point, are people trading $100,000 accounts. Okay, that would mean they double their money. Okay, you know what I mean? And to double your account size would take like a year, right? So Maven has only been around for a few years, right? So you know what I'm saying? You see on like Apex or whatever where like these fucking fake gurus like pull out like $1 million or whatever. One that's either just fake, right? They could just be sponsored by like Apex, and I fully believe that because Apex does not seem like a very honest company. The fact that they have a bunch of rules unfunded that make no fucking sense just so they can deny you, and the fact that they have a 90% off sale all the time so you buy and then activation fee is what they live off of. Like Apex is the fucking epitome of prop firms. I would stay the fuck away from Apex. Apex is everything I despise about the prop firm industry. It's super deceiving, and they for sure live off of just fucking paying off affiliates. It's a complete affiliate thing. And then they basically leverage scam gurus, right? For their own gain, right? Anyways, so these guys that are pulling up massive amounts, one, their account size is fucking massive, right? So that all they have to do is like get like, you know, like you can have like a 500K account or something on Apex, I think, something like that, right? So it's not insane, right? And then you also have just a ridiculous number of traders gambling, right? With Maven, we don't allow those insane gamblings. So the whole thing is, when you have more variance, you're going to have more traders losing, and you're going to have a couple traders making insane profits. Where how Maven operates is we have a lot more traders winning than other prop firms, but they win less, right? Do you know what I mean? On average. Like, so not on average. On average, it's the same. It's just less variance. There's less range of what traders get. So in something like Apex, you get like 99% of traders making nothing, right? Losing money. And then you have like 1% of trader going fucking balls to the wall and like doubling their account, right? Because we have limits in place, people don't do that on Maven, and they can actually make money over long periods of time. It's better for the normal person. Like, that's how I run my business, right? And I know that I make less money being that person that wants to be honest, okay? But I would fucking kill myself if I was running a company like Apex. I'd feel so bad about how terrible of a person I am. Just lying to people and letting people gamble away. Are we getting weekly payouts? No, we're not changing the rules. Maven is like one of the only stable companies that has never denied a payout. So we're not going to make it easier and faster and better, you know, and we're going to keep it the exact same because we have a very high rating. People fucking love us, an amazing community, and we're a profitable company, right? And profitable to the extent that it's very safe for us to never have to deny, okay? So we're never going to change anything unless like there's fucking unless something really, really big happens, right? Bitcoin's at 105? No, it's not. You fucking tripping? Oh, point. You're saying point of interest 105? I don't know, bro. The point of interest is 108. What, like this monthly level here, right? It's now I hate that Coinbase is so significantly different. 107 on Coinbase, eh? It's 109 on futures. But whatever it is here, you know what I'm saying? Like this is the zone we want to be in for bouncing, right? Futures is just being fucking brat right now and dumping way harder.
So you don't worry about hedging gangs, or you have systems to catch them?
We have systems to catch them, of course. A large percentage of payouts go to cheaters, right? Maven is probably the best in industry at catching them. Like maybe I don't know that for sure, but we have things that, like, I know what other firms pay to cheaters, and it is so much fucking higher as a percentage because they're not as good. Like something like Fivers or FTMO, they might be better at it. And also futures like doesn't really have cheaters because it's all trailing stop loss. So the solution, I'll tell you the solution right now to catching hedging is trailing drawdown. And what's interesting is nobody wants this, but it would actually be better for you guys, right? Is if all challenges had a trailing maximum drawdown. Why? Because obviously that makes it harder for you guys, right? It makes it less likely for you to pay out. But because so many traders cheat, it would allow the prop firm to make the rules easier so that they could pay real traders out. I don't know if that made sense. But the more money the prop firm has, the more money they can give to the traders because they will then have more margin. It doesn't, the money the prop firm make doesn't go into the fucking CEO's pocket. It goes back out to the traders, right? And then the CEOs just take a salary. That's basically how things work, right? Unless you're a fucking scammy rug pull, right? So the more margin that you can free up from people cheating on the system, the more money you have to pay real traders. So you can then allow more rules. You know what I mean? You can allow more things to happen. So the fact that, there's, 5-10% of the traders cheating, taking 50% of the total payouts, you know what I mean? You would then be able to like double the drawdown. You know what I'm saying? So if I was able to cut it, let's say just for argument's sake, it's easier for math, right? Let's say 50% of all of my payouts went to cheaters, right? If I deleted all cheaters, what would I do with that extra, let's just say I pay out $1 million a month, right? To traders, right? And 50% of it goes to cheaters. Well, I now have 500 grand sitting there per month that I can either use for development to make a better product. I can then lower commissions for traders. I can make the conditions better for traders so that more payouts go to the real traders. You know what I mean? And then I have all this margin to work with to make it safer for me to stay in business. You know what I'm saying? Or what I could do is I could double the drawdown, right? The drawdown could go from 10 to 20. You know what I'm saying? Because then it would logically be the same sort of ratio math, and that extra 500K would be used up for traders actually trading. And if you have a trailing drawdown, cheaters can't. It doesn't work. Doesn't work. Does not work on trailing. Why? Because the market is essentially random. It's essentially random. So you would actually need an edge in order to win, okay? And cheaters don't have that edge. They just trade randomly, right? So when you trade randomly with a randomized static and randomized dynamic environment, it's impossible to randomly trade and make profit. Okay? Market is hella random. Exactly. It is so random that it's super, like you would have to be an amazing trader in order to make money on a trailing drawdown. You know what I'm saying? You have two options as a firm. You have two options as a firm in order to basically remove traders cheating. One is make things trailing intraday, so constantly trailing, or you can do a consistency score plus an end of day trailing, which is what futures firms do. So let's say you have like the 30% consistency score, that would require people to trade 3 days, and then you would have to, or 4 days, and then you would have to have the trailing drawdown bump up at the end of each day, right? So that each day is a new process, right? So it resets each day. Yeah, QT is implementing. Yeah, the thing is, nobody wants to do that because nobody actually understands. Like, I'll be honest with you guys. Like, traders have no idea what's going on. They don't, like, traders on average do not understand that, like, the most simplest thing, like, a business needs to make money to stay in business, right? A lot of traders are like, why can't you just, like, make everything easy and everyone makes money? The average trader thinks that everyone can make money on a prop firm. Everyone can make money on their own broker side. That's possible because you could just invest, right? But not in a prop firm, because the money has to come from losses. It has to. No consistency reward. Yeah, exactly. Well, this is what I'm saying. There's three options, right? Is one, have a consistency rule with end of day trailing.
They want instant accounts to act like real live accounts.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. They just want to buy money. That's what the unfortunate thing is. Everyone just wants free money, basically, right? There's three options. One for a firm. One is consistency score plus end of day trailing, or the second option is the traditional Forex one step where it's a intraday trailing, so it trails constantly. Or what you do is you deal with cheaters and real traders get less. Okay. What everyone has chosen in the CFD future Forex space is the latter. They choose to just allow cheaters, try to catch them, and then you guys get fucked. Why? Because that's what you guys want. You know what I mean? If that's what you guys say you want, but you don't actually understand how it works. You would prefer the other option. You would be making more money with one of the other options, but you don't understand how it works. Do you know what I'm saying? So what they try to do is just catch cheaters and reduce that amount that goes to cheaters instead. And then from there, firms deny payouts, right? And then ultimately that causes them problems, because when you deny a payout and then they freak out, then your firm gets fucked with reputation. So this is a very difficult thing to navigate as a firm, because the clients don't understand what's actually happening and then complain about everything. You actually complain about what is worse. You actually want what is worst for you, which is hilarious to me. Everyone complains about the thing that is actually the worst case scenario for you. And anyways, I'm just telling you the God honest truth. You know what I mean? So you see what's happening, right? What did I say, baby? Failure, shoot for a new high, okay? So it's been satisfied now, okay? In theory, it could come back down, okay? In theory. In theory. So ideally what we want to do is we just want to see, because it is nearing the end of the day, we want to just mark out that level probably and make sure we're getting closes above it, okay? We want to stay above that level right now, okay? Now that we are above it, right? We don't want to come back down. If you come back down, it's showing weakness on that level, okay? So this is how you watch for, you know, fake outs or manipulations live, okay? Is you mark the level and then you see if it can sustain it, okay? It looks like, you know, see what I'm saying? We don't want to wait the full hour, right? Because that would be too long for us. The day would be over. Too long. See, they can't sustain it very well. With 3% drawdown, what is the best possible risk per trade? In percent of account for best results long term. There's no right answer for that. It doesn't matter. Like you didn't actually ask a question. You just said, "Here, I'll rephrase it." This is what you asked. With having an account size of X, how many Ys do I bet per trade? Like, it doesn't make any sense. You could say that with any number. You know what I mean? It makes no sense. If what you're asking is, if what you're asking is, what would I recommend so that you would be least likely to blow it and still be able to trade with using volume that makes sense, I would it would depend on your win rate, right? If you have like a 70% win rate, you could risk 1%, right? Because losing 3 trades in a row is pretty unlikely with a 70% win rate, right? But if you have a 50% win rate, probably go for 0.5% because then you get 6 trades in a row. Okay. What I do for prop firms is I basically just risk the whole thing. Okay. Like with 3% on a prop firm, I would just risk all 3%. Yeah. If you're talking about the Maven 3-step challenge, what you would do, because I think it's 3-3-3 or something like that. I would just do one trade, risk 3 to make 3, and then do the same thing step 2, and then the same thing in step 3. That's what I would do. I would do 3 trades total, of course, across the course of the whole thing. So we failed to re-enter the zone, so we should shoot for a new high, and then hopefully that 15 closes above, right? We're going to watch the next 5-minute candle. Is the ES getting wrecked as bad? No, eh? Not nearly as bad. Yeah, if the 15-minute fails, then we'll probably get out. Could gold hit all-time high next week? I mean, obviously it could, but I'll look at it. It already is the all-time high. Like, I don't understand the fucking questions, bro. Like, I don't know if you're trolling me or you're retarded. Or like, if you think that this is significantly, like, if you think this is actually like, this is not an all-time high. Wicks don't matter. Or you're already there, like. There you go, all-time high. I don't like, it already is there, dude. Again, if you want to know if it's going to go up, see if it closes past the level. DMC, that's it. If it fails to close past levels, then it's going to go the other direction. Like, it should not be difficult. Should not be difficult. Look. Failed to pass, went the other way, okay? That's it. Gained it, look. Gained it, retest, went the other way, okay? That's it. The thing is, like, technical analysis, like, should not be confusing. It should be the most obvious thing that you see. Right? Look, solid white candles. Probably gonna go down further. It did. It did. It did. It did. Right? And then look, it's not really solid anymore. It's kind of consolidating now, right? But you can't trade with 3% stop loss in a single trade. There's a daily limit. I don't know what you're referring to right now. So what I do on prop firms is I risk the entire account. You don't have to do the same thing as me. I'm willing to lose the entire account in a single trade every single time. That's how I trade prop firms. Okay? Do I usually trade this late in the session? I mean, it's still New York, so I'll trade anytime in New York. Yeah, right. Like, yeah, trade however you want. And this is the thing. This is the thing with trading. Y'all are fucking overcomplicating things. Nothing matters. Doesn't matter how much you bet. Doesn't matter what you target. Doesn't matter your time frame. Doesn't matter the session. Doesn't matter fucking anything. The only thing that matters is this a profitable trade on average? And if you don't know, don't fucking take the trade. Oh, that's really gay. I hate it when they do that, man. Because then you have to make a decision. Because they gained this. Failed to gain that. Should close out one, probably. Take one off. And just wait. Yeah, I used to stream 2 times a day, actually, at one point, yeah. I'll just stream whenever, bro. If this, we'll do a giveaway at the end if this ends up being profitable. If for some reason it just absolutely nukes, I'm going to count this all as one trade. We only took like 30, 40 bucks off there. Again, I'm just lowering my risk because this is uncertain, right? It's an uncertain thing. Gained this, failed to gain that, right? So maybe it'll come back down. Maybe it'll come here and then we can enter another, right? That's probably what I would do. I'd look for an ad down here now, maybe. Broker, I trade on Interactive Brokers. It's the only one that allows futures trading in Canada. Margin is absolutely, the margin requirements are absolutely horrendous. It costs, you need like 25 grand in your account for a single NASDAQ contract. Bling, 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 bling.
Bling, 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 bling. You see all that money? Bling, bling, bling.
We didn't. We lost money today. We for sure lost money today. It would be near impossible to make profit today after a crash like that. The unfortunate thing is when there's crashes and your account is largely based off of investing, it really fucking hurts the account, right? Or largely based off of positional trading, because you wouldn't really short the market, right? For positional trading, you wouldn't really short. You'd only be really looking for buys, right? What caused today? Wait, what does this say? What caused today's crash? Nothing. Don't think like that. That's a bad way to think. You should think of trading like blackjack, right? You could say, hey, what caused this king to show up? You know what I mean? What caused a 7 to show up? Right? Nothing. Just random. The market is random. But you can create an edge. Okay? The market is inherently random. But you can find places where it's less random. Okay? And when it's less random, you can use that to your advantage. Okay? So what caused the crash? Did you say on Bitcoin, I think? Did you say on Bitcoin or? Oh, on maybe on NASDAQ? We'll just say NASDAQ, okay? What caused the crash? Well, let's see. Let's look at it, right? Let's look at it. Well, the market opened and it went down. That's all you need to know, right? You can say, hey, like we knew it was going to come down here, right? We had that on the open, and I tried to buy it, right? But we didn't. We bought here, right? And then we bought here as a DCA, hoping it would come up. That was an edge of ours, right? It happened to not work today, right? And this 15-minute close told the market that it's going to go deeper, right? So it went deeper. And then that 15-minute close told the market it's going to go deeper, right? And then went deeper. And then finally that 15-minute on that level told the market that, hey, it looks like it's holding support here, so we're going to sit here all day, okay? And potentially we can come back up at the end of the day. Nvidia was yesterday, yeah. Let's see Nvidia actually. Nvidia went down pretty hard somewhere. Yeah, the earnings were not as good. This is insane for Nvidia, is it not? It's just been fucking going straight up all year. Yeah, we might have some. Oh, that's not great. They're gonna get out of Tesla. Wait for a lower. So I closed some Apple. Rocket Lab I'm out of now too. Palantir. Palantir's still a really good buy here. You could add more if it goes down. It's probably wise not to be holding much of this. Do I trade on Maven? No, it's my own firm. I trade futures also. I don't trade Forex. It's essentially the same thing, but different a little bit. Yeah, and like Nvidia earnings would not cause the NASDAQ to crash. Nvidia is 1/100th of the NASDAQ, right? 1/100th of the NASDAQ. Yeah, we're gonna get out of, we got out of the Tesla. It looks like Tesla after that weekly close looks bearish to me after the monthly close too. Tesla might be a good buy down here again. Oh, Nvidia is 30%. Oh, I honestly didn't know that. I honestly did not know that it was weighted. I thought it was just the top. Oh, that's a good point then. Actually, yeah. It could have caused some movement then. Oh, that's awesome. Thanks. Actually, actually that makes a lot of sense, dude. Because if it's 30%, the Nasdaq crashed 1%, Nvidia crashed 3. That would actually be the reason. That would actually be the reason then. If you want to know like the fucking quote unquote reason, it must be that if it is 30%. No, I will not trade gold. For one reason, if I traded gold and everyone just started copying me, then y'all would just take Maven's money. You know what I mean? I can't, like, so many people trade gold. You can copy me on the Nasdaq. It's not as popular of a pair. The second reason is I have no idea. I've never traded gold. So why would I do that? Yeah, Silas just walks around and meows constantly, bro. So it didn't go to the level I wanted, but it did go here, right? So you can see how, okay, failure comes back against, right, to the origin of the move, okay? So we might jump back in on this. Just wait. We'll wait a few minutes. But we still have the one going, so that's why I didn't close the whole thing. I still think it's going to come up here. I just wanted to re-add if I could. Manage the risk, bro. Yeah, gold is not as clean as the Nasdaq. But one benefit of gold is it moves more throughout the whole day. It's more similar to Bitcoin. Bitcoin's kind of like a blend between the Nasdaq and gold, but like make it super volatile. But the Nasdaq is like the cleanest levels, the absolute fucking cleanest possible levels. Is it interactive broker meant for swing trading, position trading? Yeah, more or less, because the margin requirements are so high. But it's the only option I have for futures for a personal account. So that's I think that's what I'm going to be doing starting next week. I track all my expenses. I'm going to be living super frugally, and I'm going to hopefully show you guys that you can live off of trading, okay? With a small account. $10,000 for me is a small account, okay? For where I live, $10,000 is a small account. Okay? Cuz pretty much you can save up $10,000 being someone working a 9 to 5 in Canada, okay? Cuz your average rent for a one bedroom where I live is like $3,000, okay? So that's what I'm saying, like the monthly expenses is like $5-6 for someone living in Canada, just for like somebody working a 9 to 5. You know what I mean? Maybe a bit less, maybe $4 or $5,000. But so like with a $10,000 account, you need to make. So if you're living absolutely frugally with no rent, right? Then you take away that $3,000 and you're living off of like $1,000 a month. Okay, so that's like 10%. Okay, so you could do that. And then also add in prop firms, and you should be able to scale your account. Canada's cost of living is atrocious. Yeah, Canada's got like the worst fucking. You need to be rich to live okay in Canada, kind of. You know what I mean? Like I make a shitload of money, right? For compared to the average person, and I more or less live paycheck to paycheck. I'm able to save some money, which I'm perfectly happy with what I make, right? And I don't have anything luxurious, right? Nothing. I have a nice view, right? But I live in the woods, so my house is not that expensive, honestly. I live far away from everything, right? So you wouldn't be able to get this house if in the city. It wouldn't, like, this would be like a fucking $10 million house in the city, right? But I have it for like, it's like $1 million house otherwise, right? I just pay rent though. Toronto's like 55% tax. Yeah, the roads are still dog shit. Yep, that's Canada. A very high tax, and the taxes don't go in to anything. So there's no healthcare in Canada. That's a myth. It's free, but you can't get it. Sorry, people like if I broke my leg right now, I wouldn't be able to go to the hospital. It would take me like 24 hours to get like a cast. You know what I mean? Like I'd sit there for 24 hours and I'd be fucking. You know what I mean? You can't see a doctor. Doctors do not exist. There's none available. I am not going to India, bro. India is the opposite of where I would want to live. I like quiet, peaceful, and trees, nature, right? India is like cities of India are like fucking crazy, dude. I could live in like a fucking temple in the mountains in India. I could do that. But I'm relatively happy here. I'm able to survive here and be fine. Travel some days. No, I don't want to travel right now. Traveling's too stressful. And it's not like stressful, it's just like it fucks with your brain so much. And I don't know if you guys would even be able to relate. But like traveling turns you into a different person. It's great for experiences, but it's really like you become super egotistical, at least I do when I travel, and it makes me a worse person, and I don't like it. Ever thought of moving country? Yes, of course, many times. Which religion do I fancy? I practice Christianity and Buddhism. Yeah. NQ's not going anywhere until next week? Well, we want to rally it up to this level, right? We want to gain that, don't we? Make a little bit of money. What do you have to say about Indian student living in Canada or UK? Whether you want to send them back? Immigration is a huge problem in Canada. I think it's been net negative for Canadians. Okay. It's made the cost of living incredibly high. It's changed the culture here, right? To something that is not Canadian, right? Canadians are very peaceful people, right? Like maybe not peaceful.
Hunter, you have many fans in Nigeria. Why not try visiting Nigeria, flag of Nigeria, and level up your fans?
I've been to Nigeria. I have no interest in going back. Same sort of thing, man. Nigeria is the opposite of what I would want to go to. And like, sure, some people like Nigeria, right? I don't like. A lot of people like Nigeria for the sake that it's cost of living is super low. I don't give a fuck. Right? I don't care how rich I am. I don't want to be rich. I know some people. I know somebody that went and moved to Nigeria actually, so that he can be mega rich and have like fucking butlers or whatever. And that sounds so terrible to me. Right? Canada be a 51st state. Yeah. Alberta's looking at joining the states, which would destroy Canada because like Canada's entire economy is basically run off of Alberta oil, and if Alberta goes to the states, Canada's economy will fucking crash. Canadians will be destroyed. Yeah, the Liberal government of Canada has absolutely destroyed Canadians, right? Because they're basically pushing the one conservative, and like this is not even like me being like a fan of conservative, like being conservative and whatnot, right? It's just a fact that I believe in the economy. I want to promote the economy, right? And the fact that they're doing all this stupid shit is destroying the economy. And now Alberta's like, hey, we basically run the whole country with our fucking oil. So we're just going to leave because you guys are fucking us. You know what I mean? It's like Canadians are retarded, man. Is it another failure? Just going to range it or what? They might get that fill now. You should come visit Canada. Yeah, bro. I mean, I like Canada. I like Canada. You're just gonna pay an insane amount in tax. More than 50% of your money will go to tax. and you're not going to get any benefit from it. Okay, so you have to make double in order to live the same life that people would live in other countries. Okay, but really great nature, right? So that's why I live in the woods. I don't want to be in the city because it would make no sense. If I lived in the city, I would just go to the States because the States is fucking toxic city garbage energy anyways, right? I don't really like Americans. They're very full of themselves. So I wouldn't want to be around too many of them. America's also incredibly money hungry. Like they're you know what I mean? Like they're all fucking on their grind or whatever. It's just a toxic fucking cesspool. I mean, honestly, I could probably say that about most countries. American president made it even worse. I don't think there's really anything wrong with Trump. I would have voted for Trump if I were an American. I would have voted for Trump over Kamala, right? I think he's doing like I think he's basically doing all the hard things that nobody wanted to do, and he's becoming hated because because he's trying to save the country from collapse, right? America is currently collapsing. So he's trying to save it by doing some crazy hard things, right? That's what I think. And so he's just taking the blame, right? So somebody has to do it or America's going to collapse, sort of thing, right? The same sort of thing happened to Canadians, right? Like you have to stop illegal immigration and like stupid fucking things like that, right? Canada is not, right? So you need somebody to step in and be the bad guy, right? Otherwise it's going to collapse like Canada is. Canada's absolutely collapsing right now because nobody is willing to be the hated guy. Everyone wants to just wants to be liked, right? And that's the issue. That's the issue with the sort of current liberal government, right? Is that they're trying to do like the fucking woke thing, and all it does is make the economy worse and it destroys lives, right? Whilst playing the good guy role, right? Or we're going to save the environment by increasing tax. Doesn't make any sense. Oh, we're just going to allow everyone in. Oh, it doesn't make any fucking sense again. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so hopefully, what do we want to see here? Hopefully we get the rally off that. Over camels. Kamala. Prefer Trump over camels. Yeah, Trump is just kind of like a hard ass, you know what I mean? Like he's just a dickhead, but he gets what he needs to get done, you know what I mean? That's my opinion. I would rather be hated and do the thing that keeps everyone alive. Like that's my like if I had to choose the role, like I would be Trump, you know what I mean? Over the guy who tries to please everyone. Because if you try to please everyone, it's super narcissistic and you're just trying to get everyone to like you. Being a people pleaser is an extreme narcissist quality. Right, because all you're trying to make everyone like you for the worstment of them, not the betterment, the worstment. So it makes their life worse, but it makes you happy because they like you. You know what I mean? And I think that's how the West is currently falling. Is they're not actually doing what's best for the country. They're doing what makes them liked the most. Right, rally that up now. When does so this close in 3 minutes? Yeah. The NASDAQ runs for like a little bit longer. Yeah, market close in a couple minutes. I mean, you do have the NASDAQ's got an extra hour here, so we might just chill out, you know what I'm saying? I want to see this rally up on the market close, hopefully. Right, 2 minutes, right? So, you know, they're below that level, right? So we bought at that level, hoping they're gonna rally up. And they might just fucking rip it here, you know what I'm saying? Because we want to get back to this level. That's the goal. You got 2 minutes to get back to that level, right? So you can actually plan like this, right? Is like, okay, where do they save it, right? And if you got 2 minutes left on the fucking end of the month, really good chance they try to save it. You know what I mean? Because nobody wants a bear market. You know what I'm saying? Bear market comes. Bear market's coming, bro. So they got to rally it up. They got to at least hold this and ideally that. Okay? So you buy below that, super good odds. You know, so you could trade in a similar way as be like, you know, where do they need to hold, right? And you can ask yourself that and be like, okay, they have to hold here, otherwise the trend changes. Okay, so you could buy below that and have super amazing odds, right? Because essentially buying at that level is zero risk, essentially, more or less. Let's see. We got a gain on the one. We're going to watch the 1 minute here now. Retest. Rally it. Rip it, baby. 1 minute left. 1 minute 15. Rip it. Rippy-dippy-doo. Rippy-dippy-dippy-dippy. Rippy-dippy-dippy. Holding over the weekend? No, I'm going to close it. What fucking even happens, honestly? Like, I've never held after 1 p.m. What even happens? Okay, there's the 1 p.m. It does still go for another hour. It still moves for another hour. Still moves for another hour. Does it just drift? Does it just drift for another hour? Yo, that could be a fucking insane method. If you like trade on at close and just watch it drift. I don't know. I don't think it's enough to look into. Rip-a-dip-a-dippy. Okay, that's the close. Yeah, dog. Okay, we're gonna close out one of these. Okay, close out one of them right there. Rippy dippy dippy. That's a fucking bro. I should honestly fucking trade like that extra because everything's closed now. Like stocks are closed, but the NASDAQ got an extra hour or what? We could watch this. That's a sick fucking. We could watch this. P&L looking for the day. Not good, my guy. Not good. I mean, it completely depends if you're looking at realized or unrealized. I lost like fucking 400 on Bitcoin unrealized, right? 400 or 500, something like that. I don't know. And then I lost on the NASDAQ too. And then I also lost on all the individual stocks I was holding. So everything went down. You know what I'm saying? Where's that? Does that 4 hours still 4 hours still got another hour? Yeah. 1 hour just closed. 15-minute gained pretty fucking hard there, right? So I'm not gonna re-add at this point because I don't really know what happens after market closes. Because I've never done this. I don't think I've ever done this. But most likely it'll bounce in this area here, right? I think so. It should bounce up in this area, somewhere in here, if it is going to continue. So we'll watch it for a couple more minutes. I think, excuse me. I think, is this still going? I think they close 15 minutes. Project X likes to close at 15 minutes, something like that. At 1:15. Yeah, they're still going. You closed the weekly profitable. Congrats, bro. Good stuff. Nice. This is not too bad for. I kind of like the way that the day ended, at least. We do want to rip this up still, hopefully. I think it'll do it. I think it'll do it, bro. Hey, bro. I think it'll do it. That'd be really nice, honestly. Does this one still run? Yeah. Bitcoin still runs too. Holy fuck, bro. Why you gotta do that? Why you gotta do it like that? They're not rallying at all. They're not rallying at all, are they? 4% down on the day. It's gonna be a shitty weekly close for sure. You got 2 more days on Bitcoin, but we'll see. We'll see if it can bounce. It needs to just literally close at 109. You're happy. Fuck the Bears, yeah. I am a perma bear, but I like to ride the bull, you know what I mean? I'm a bear, but riding the bull gets me to the destination faster. You know what I mean? I don't know if that made any sense. It doesn't really. Whop, 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 whop.
Bling, 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 bling. You see all that money? Bling.
At least you still have an account in below. No, I just reset it. I reset it for next week, so being prepared. I blew it. I blew it like whatever it was, like a week ago or something. I literally traded it for like a day or something. I can't remember. But we'll. I wanted to reset it for next week. We'll be starting on Tuesday because Monday is a holiday. We'll be starting the challenge on Tuesday, and I'm going to try to do it for a couple months, okay? Probably till November. Size of the last blown account? 50K. So I actually did the math. I did the math. You guys would be shocked. So I used to be trading 150K accounts. Because, why? Because the activation fee was less. Okay? But I did the math. If you trade completely randomly, or the activation fee is less with respect to how much money you can get out, right? But the drawdown is less of a percentage. So when you're deciding between a 50K and 150K, by the way, never choose 100K. 100K is bad on futures, okay? It's the worst one. If you have an incredibly high win rate and you pass most challenges, it makes more sense to do the 150K, okay? Because your activation fees are less, so you're going to be paying less, okay? But if you're trading essentially randomly, it's better to do the 50K because you have a 0.4 drawdown to profit ratio versus a 0.33. Okay, so the 50K is actually better if you're not incredibly good. How come not 100K? Because you don't have any benefit. You have the 0.33 drawdown to profit ratio, but you don't have, but you don't get as much money, right? So the 150 is better to get the most amount of money, and the 50K is the most likely to make money. Okay, 50K is the most likely to make money. You want the most drawdown to profit. But if you are incredibly good and you're going for large payouts, 150K is the one to do, right? Womp, 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 womp. Womp, 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 womp. This might just fizzle. That 15 close was pretty nice, though. You do have the hourly and the 30-minute just ranged, though. I want it to save, bro. That's what I'm shooting for still. Close the trade. We'll chill. I got nothing else to do. It's fucking Friday. What else am I supposed to do? I got nothing to do, bro. What am I supposed to do? Let me check my schedule. Oh, nothing. That's right. You know what I mean? I could go outside. I could go for a hike. I could go climbing. You know what I mean? My boxing gym is closed because it's a long weekend, so. Yeah, I'm not sure. Let's break this down so we know where it's going to bounce, right? You can use DMC to figure out the exact level it's going to bounce, okay? So we failed this level on where? Wait, no, sorry, I'll do the 5-minute. We failed this level. So the origin of the move here, okay? Let me draw a zone for you. Origin of the move, okay? That's where it's going to bounce. Okay. So again, what you can do is if you want to be cheeky, be like, hey, it's going to bounce there. So if I want a 0 risk trade, I'm going to put it behind it. Add.
The markets are closed.
The markets are closed. Okay. You know what I'm saying? If you want a 0 risk trade, shoot for the wick. Essentially 0, okay? On average, 0 risk. That make sense? Or you could put it on the level, right? Put it on the level. I'm gonna put it on the level because again, that's the weekly level. Wait, weekly level right here. I'm gonna put it right there. See if we can get essentially a 0 risk trade. Right? We'll see. Pop, 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 pop. Oh. Honestly, my brain works way better at this time. And a lot of my mistakes this past couple weeks have been because I've been a little groggy in the morning. And you can't I don't think as in depth about where the entries should be. This might not fill though, right? This might not fill. It might just go. But I don't think it's going to go below there. It's also lined up with a weekly again, remember? Oh, yeah. 1 a.m. for you, bro. Yeah. Yeah. 1 p.m. for me. Oh yeah, we do need to do a giveaway once I close it. I'll do another giveaway. Because we did make money, right? On this trade at least. Overall the day was a loss, but negative 800 on the day. But that also includes the unrealized, right? So you can see daily P&L 400 on each, and then I closed some stuff too. So I didn't really lose it because it was never realized, but Discord chat was heated today. Yeah, bro. Both for Maven and the DMC Discord. It just went nuts today. Everything went nuts today. Maven website was we had 700,000 people on the website at once. Maybe not people. We had 700,000 I don't know, whatever, pings or something. I don't know. 700,000 people. I think 700,000 like requests at once or something. So people were like refreshing and shit. Crazy, eh? So it wasn't that many people, but it was like a shitload that the server couldn't handle. Like an just absolutely astronomical amount of people, though. Yeah. We don't need programmers. We have developers already. We only hire Google level developers at this point. Senior developers. The tattoo design is it's just a bunch of animals. I got an owl on a clock. I got an eyeball, I got a bear, I got a bull, I got a bee, I got an octopus, or a squid rather. Land, air, and sea, baby. Feel the bass. Inside. Yeah, realistically, there's probably like 70K people trying to get 25 accounts. What's funny is there's 50 of you here on Kick. I guess if you include YouTube too, it's more, but and X and Twitch. But you have like a 1 in. Let's just do the odds. The crazy thing is, you probably had like 25 over 75K, right? Or 70K. So your odds are 0.3%, right? Or you get per day 1 over 50 times 100, 2%. So you have Mm. Eight times better chance to get a giveaway watching this, right? And if you do it for a week, times you have a 10% chance if you watch every day for a week, you have a 10% chance to get a giveaway watching the stream. Maybe even more. And if you watch for 3 weeks, I know the thing is 3 weeks you get one just from points, right? So if you watch for 3 weeks, you get 130% chance to get a giveaway because you get one for sure, and then 10% each week. Or you can have a 0.3 chance spamming refresh on the website. Funny, right? Oh, they really do not like well, hopefully they kiss it and go on. How can you get points other than watching? You don't. People don't know. They know, bro. They know. I've said it so many times. I honestly don't understand. I honestly do not understand why people... Like, all you got to do is hang out. And, like, literally trade, too. Because they all are traders. So you could just be trading alongside. It's funny to me, you know? I mean, you're going to be trading anyways. So you might as well hang out with somebody who's giving you free money while you trade. You thought it was YouTube? Yeah, Kick is where you get the points. You can watch from any platform, though. I don't have it set up for the other ones. Alright, thanks. Thanks, Harsha. Yeah, most people trade gold. Yeah, totally. The streams are better than the brain rot. Yeah, totally. I can't even watch. I can't even watch TikTok. The only time I've ever been able to watch TikTok for like longer than like 15 minutes or like reels or whatever is like when I've been like hungover. You know what I mean? If I'm hungover, like your brain is so destroyed that you're okay. You're okay. Like you're actually just retarded and can't think if you're hungover. It's been a long time since I've been hungover, though. So again, this is the blue zone is what they're supporting, right? Still looks all right. I'm honestly just sitting here hoping that we just get a rip by the end of the day. I think that'd be fun to watch. And the reality is, it's pretty dang unlikely. Like I'm not worried of it dumping. Worst case scenario is we lose like $30 or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, well, maybe not 30 or 100 or whatever. It would. I guess it would be 200 way down here, but realistically, it's probably not going below there, right? $100 maybe. Worst case scenario. Oh, we should honestly just be like, 1 hour is what we should be doing actually. That's probably the trade we want, actually, at this point. Probably not going higher than that. I'm using interactive brokers. 15-minute close is okay, I suppose. 5-minute close, still fine. Yeah. I'm not going to close the position until I get what I want. Because I got nothing to do. So I might as well just chill. You guys are welcome to do whatever you want. You can watch or not. But there is going to be a giveaway. There is going to be a giveaway for sure. Unless this comes down here, okay? If it closes at break even, giveaway. If it closes up here, giveaway. You could hold till next week. No, I'm not going to. I'll probably hold it for another... I don't know. It probably makes sense to close it before the actual market closes completely. Let's look at previous days, just because I never do this. It's pretty fucking late. When does it just like stop? That's the question. Because sometimes it might just stop. Okay, there's like 1:15. It kind of just stopped, eh? Okay. Let's look. Like this day was insane. I think that was the earnings report for NVIDIA though. So we won't look at that one. Does it stop at a certain time? Yeah, like 1:15-ish. Yeah, so maybe we are done. Yeah. Like 1:15, it kind of just fizzles. Could go up a little. Yeah, 1:15. We might close it. 1 second. This one did drift actually all the way. That one went pretty far. Till that one stopped. Basically it always closes. It does nothing after like 1:15 or so. Okay. Yeah, basically does nothing. All right. Yeah, maybe we'll close it. We'll see. I want it to get back up, though. Let's do one more push up. Let's see if it can make one more push up. Right? If it doesn't push up here, then I'll close it. Because we just gained this, right? Bow, 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 bow. Yeah, maybe here, let's just watch this. Let's watch this close here. I think I'll close it. Bum 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 bum. Where's my spinner? Okay. Okay, let's close it. That looks gay. I'm done. Where's my spinner thing? Looking for my spinner. Okay. $20K 3-step widgets. Raffle. Okay. Monthly, plus monthly to enter. It just fucking slowly drifted back to the level. I'm going to call that a day. Andy Moran. Was he the guy begging? Was he the guy begging? Just to close the trade? Andy Moran. Claim your prize, bro. Congrats. 20K 3-step in the Maven Discord, alright? Congrats. Have a good weekend, guys. Stay safe. I'll see you Tuesday. Markets are closed on Monday. Or it might be an early day or something. I don't know. Anyways.